away from making oils, today I want to be sharing with us how okay, so welcome. You're in my kitchen today, and away from making oils, I want to share with you how I am making my egusi soup the local way. And if you're Nigerian, you understand that egusi is one of our, most eaten soups, especially in the East. Especially in the East. So I'm Igbo, probably Igbo from Nigeria. And I'm just going to be showing you how we make our egusi soup. So if you're not Nigerian and you want to learn, if you're not Nigerian and maybe you've heard about egusi soup and you've been wondering how it's been made, today I'm going to be sharing how I'm going to make egusi soup. This does not take away the fact that I am still into my oils and the rest. No, I'm very much into oils, but away from oils today, let me just show the other side of me that, anyways, I like egusi soup a lot, and that's the reason why I'm sharing that part. So I'm just going to go ahead with showing you, all that we will be needing to make this soup. So wherever you're joining, or whenever you're joining us, wherever you're joining us from, when you join, kindly let us know if you're Nigerian, if you like egusi soup, and let's just go ahead. So I've not taken them out from the nylon that I bought them from, but I'm just going to be like an unveiling. And so for our proteins, we got beef. This is a medium pot for one person. I don't have chickens and the rest. We bought cow skin, the one they call kpomo, and we'll also be adding crayfish to the soup. So that is that for our proteins. We're using beef, we're using cow skin and crayfish. We'll be needing palm oil. Yeah, we'll be needing palm oil. We'll be needing egusi, which is the main, ingredient for this soup. Without this very egusi, the soup no make head. We'll be needing pepper. Yeah, so you can choose to use whether fresh pepper or dry pepper, and I'm using fresh pepper today. We'll be needing leaves. And this is hospital tufa, Jatropha species. I'm using this because of the many benefits. Hello Tony, thank you for joining in. I hope that you're doing well. So these are some of the ingredients that we're using mostly for, and I'll be using some of my uziza seeds, my blended uziza seeds that I have here. So that's for all of the ingredients that we'll be using today. In today's video, away from the lives oils that I used to show, do it yourself oils, I am sharing with you how to make local. What's your name? My name is Jennifer, Simply Organic Oils, Jennifer. And yes, I'm Nigerian. Tony, are you Nigerian? If you are, let me know in the comment section. So today I'm sharing one of our Nigerian delicacies that is very, very predominant with the Easterners, and that's egusi soup. And I'm making it from the scratch in my kitchen. And I just want to show you the process. So if you're joining in, wherever, nice to meet you. Yeah. Oh, you're from India. Oh, beautiful. How is India? How is India today? That's your part of India today. So today I'm sharing with us one of our Nigerian delicacies that is predominant with the Easterners in Nigeria. If you hear Easterners, they are mostly Igbos and people from the south area, southeast and the south area. And egusi, though it's now being adopted by even the Westerners, it is predominant with the Easterners of Nigerians. And I have shared some of the ingredients that I am using. So please, if I'm from Tanzania, what's your name? That's Sinamic dude. I'm Jennifer, I'm from Nigeria, and I'm sharing with you one of our Nigerian, delicacies, egusi soup. Now, this very egusi soup is eaten with swallows. I'm going to be having my own with fufu, what we call fufu or akpu in Nigeria. You can have it with pounded yam, you can have it with gari, that's eba, and you can have it with anything at all. So if you're joining in and you are oh yeah, I'm Nigerian. Yes, I'm Nigerian. Hi, it's Tanzania today. So if you're joining in and you know you're not Nigerian, let me know where you're joining in from. And if you've heard of, if you're not Nigerian and you've heard of egusi soup, let me also know where you're joining in. So I've shared that the proteins, this very soup I'm making is a very, very medium, realistic, normal soup, not your high-end luxury soup. No, this is for just one person, and I'm using beef and cow skin and crayfish as my proteins. I am using palm oil, yes, which is a source of fat. Egusi actually is a source of rich fat, and that's one of the reasons why we eat it in this part of the nation. I'm using fresh pepper. You can choose to use dry pepper, and I'm also using egusi, which is the main ingredient, and then my seasoning cubes and this leaf. This is the Jatropha species, the one they call hospital tufa. Yes, I'm using this because of its ability to give blood. So for everybody who is joining in, Cinnamic Dude, Tony, thank you guys for joining in. Without talking too much, let me get right into this life so that we can eat at the end of the life, right? So yes, normally I'll be needing my pot. So one of the reasons why we eat egusi in this part of the world is because it provides, so this soup decrease the amount of fat. Rephrase that question or paraphrase that question so I can be able to answer it for you. I didn't show you. I'll also be needing salt. I'll be needing salt. Yeah, so please, Dynamic Dude, re-ask your questions so that I can understand what you mean. So I'm going to be washing my protein sauce, that's the beef and the cow skin, and I'll be using salt. It says, so this soup, I don't understand, so this soup decrease the amount of fat. I'll be using salt to just, wash because of, hygienic purposes. So egusi soup is one of the staple foods, like I've said, for Easterners in Nigeria. And if you go to, an Igbo man's house and you have to stay for a week or more, egusi soup will be one of the soups that they will serve to you. Yes. Like, does it make you lose weight? I do not know, but we eat egusi soup, for the benefits, the other benefits that it gives. I do not know whether it helps to lose weight, but egusi on its own has, healthy fats and even produces oils. It produces oils when we press out the egusi. So I do know, but for losing weight, I do not know. The only thing is maybe you would have to eat. I don't know. Egusi contains fat, so I don't know if it's ideal for losing weight. So I can't really see. I am washing my proteins, yes, so that I can put them on the fire to boil while I attend to other areas that I need to attend to. Now this is the cow skin that I use. In this part of our nation, I like the channel. Thank you, Cinnamic Dude. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. People are saying that cow skin. But if you're able to get cow skin directly from the abattoir, from the butcher house, yes, I think that there's nothing wrong with adding cow skin to your meals. Yes, in as much as you're able to tell that it is cow skin. So this is me washing my cow skin. I have washed in my meats, and I'm just going to hurriedly place them on the fire to boil while I prepare the other parts of my meal to prepare the soup. We have a food called ugali. Okay, please tell me, Islamic dude, what is ugali made up of? Is it also melon? Please let me know in the comments. Just, I like that you're keeping my comment section lively for me. So thank you. Please, you say it's ugali. That's from India, right? What is it? Or how is the food? Can you describe the food for me? Can you describe? Oh God, this very one needs extra care. So for what do they call it? For cow skin, most of the times it's been roasted with fire, and that fire can leave black, like very very white. I would like to visit India one of these days because of their foods. I like you people's presentation of food. Yeah, I like your presentation of food, but I don't know what are the ingredients used in making ugali. Dynamic dude, can you share with us? Can you share with me? But it tastes good with sauce and salt. Ooh. Yeah. Indians and natural spices. Indians and natural spices. That's one of the reasons why I would visit India one of these days. Yes, just one of these days. So, have you made egusi soup before? If not, let me also add a bit of milk within the recipe. What kind of milk? Almond, um, coconut milk. What kind of milk? Thank you, Dynamic Dude. I think I like this interaction that is going on here. What kind of milk? And what's the main ingredient used in making ugali? Just natural. That's cow milk. Is that it? I'm still waiting for your response. So if you're just joining in, we're making egusi soup. Wait, let me see the logo. Okay. We're making egusi soup the Nigerian way. Oh, the milk carton. Okay, on the milk carton. Okay. So we're making egusi soup. Yes, I know, my fellow Nigerians. Everybody has their style of making egusi soup, but today I'm going to be doing the natural. That's the regular way that we know. And I'm washing my proteins. I have washed it. I'm just going to season with a little 1 cube of seasoning. 1 cube of seasoning. The other cubes will enter when the soup is far gone. So, like I was saying, egusi is we use the Kilimanjaro long life milk. Where is that from? So this is just what I'm doing. I'm adding seasoning to my proteins, and I'm going to place it on the fire. Yes, you know that meat usually gives off its own juice. So I'll wait for that. When it gives off its juice, I will now add the water from South Africa. Oh wow, the milk is from South Africa, right? Okay, that's good. I wish I could have a taste of that. So my fire has come on, and my pot is on the fire. Now, while my pot is on the fire, I like to grate my my pepper. I like to grate my pepper, and then being that I like pepper, I'm going to be adding some, reasonable amount of pepper to my soup. Yes, to my soup. So, like I said, egusi, Sinamic, what food do you like? I do not have a favorite. I do not have any favorite food. I eat you know, what hungries or what I feel like eating at a particular time. There's no favorite food, but while I was growing up, I used to like this egusi a lot. Yes, I used to like egusi soup a lot. I used to like egusi soup a lot, and I devoted my time to learning how to make egusi soup. So, and I think that's basically why I'm even showing you guys this. Yes, I like egusi a lot. I like egusi a lot, and I eat, I don't eat it frequently because, you know, variety gives, variety, I think they said, is the spice of life. So if I keep eating egusi every time, I would get tired of it, and I don't like that. So I I eat egusi once in a while. But today I'm showing you how to make egusi and achieve. There's a pattern that, you know, restaurant people use in Nigeria here to achieve the clumpy nature of egusi without having to fry, and that's what I am showing today. Okay, so I'll just be here, but I can't wait for another stream. Thank you, Cinnamic Dude. Thank you. I like um the engagement that you brought to this very live stream. Thank you very much. So my stock has released some juice, and I'm adding my water. Yes, I'm adding my water to the pot. So it can now boil, and that's the water that I will be using to cook my egusi soup. Yes, if you're Nigerian here, you know egusi. Yes, melon. You know egusi. It has lots of oils if you want to extract the oils from it. Right now I'm blending or grinding my pepper. Yes, and pepper is, you know, pepper brings life to the soup. You can't just have food without pepper. I know some people will be wondering, but you make oils. Yes, I make oils, but today, like I had already mapped out, once in a week or once in 2 weeks, I won't just be doing oils, only oils. I would also be, you know, showing you the other side of me, and this is me live streaming, showing you how to make chunky egusi soup without having to fry. So if you're not Nigerian and you join in the live, kindly let us know where you're joining in from, and if you've heard of egusi before, if you've eaten egusi before. If you're Nigerian, let me know if you have tried that method of making chunky egusi soup without um frying. I do not have a shop. I run mostly an online shop for my oils. Yeah, I run mostly an online shop for my oils, and I make my preparations from the comfort of my home. Ceramic build. Yeah, so that's that for that. So egusi is one of the staple foods that Easterners use or eat, and they eat it with lots of swallows. You can choose to. Okay, hold on please, I want to add a poll, please. Have you had egusi soup before? Okay, so I just added a poll, and sorry. Okay, so that's that for that. Oh, this thing is not responding. Okay, so I was saying that egusi soup. Oh, what's the website? We have an online. We have online pages. You can check me out at Simply Organic Oils on TikTok, Simply Organic Oils on Instagram, and then Simply Organic Oils also on Facebook. Yeah, that's where you can find me. We've not been able to, you know, set up our our website, But then that's not even the bone. That's not what I'm talking about today. No. Cinnamon good. I said I did not want to talk about oils today. I want to talk about food. I want to talk about food. So, so we're making egusi soup, and if you're Nigerian, I want to show you. No. It's nothing. It's not. I just do not want to derail too, because if I start talking about oils, the essence of this very life would be defeated. Yes. So we're talking food today, and I'm sharing one of Nigeria's staple food that you can easily associate with the Easterners, though it is now widespread with other regions. But the method of cooking is what differentiates it from, every other people. The method the Easterners use in cooking this is what differentiates it from every other way that other regions cook. So egusi soup used to be my favorite while I was growing up, but as I grew up, I no longer have a favorite. I eat anything healthy. And today we're making egusi soup, and the focus is showing you how to achieve that chunky egusi soup without having to fry your egusi. My proteins, that's my beef and my cow skin, is now on the fire. So and I'm grinding my pepper and crayfish together, just preparing for when I would add it to my soup. So if you're just joining us, welcome. I would like to know where you're joining us from. You may want to leave us a comment telling us whether you like egusi soup or not. Yes. So let me really do this. I want to add a poll to this. It's not coming up. What other content do you make? Like, yeah, I make strictly oil contents, mostly oil contents. I make contents relating to oils, extraction of oils, how you can use oils for use on your skin. And recently I've been talking about oils for Harmattan use, because in Nigeria here we are currently experiencing the Harmattan. Yes, we're currently experiencing the Harmattan season. So have you had egusi soup before? If you've not, can you let me know? Have you tried to make egusi soup, come out chunky, and you've not been able to? I'm going to be sharing it also. This is my blended pepper and crayfish, and I'm just going to keep it for when it's time to put that into the pot. So I think I should flip this camera and show you guys what's happening in the pot. The beef is boiling, and I'm just going to wait on it for it to get yeah. So this is the beef boiling in the pot. Yeah. So I'm just going to allow it to cook. Excuse me. To cook, and while that is happening, I'm going to be prepping other things so that I do not, run late or short of time. Hold on for me, please. Okay, so let me prep my leaf. One of the reasons why I'm using hospital is too far. If you're in Nigeria, you know this leaf. One of the reasons why I'm using it is because we have it lying down here, unused most of the times, and you know, nobody uses it. Nobody uses it, and it's a very fine leaf to add to your soup. Now, this leaf has the consistency. Are you African? Oh, yes, I am. No, cool. Oh, God of mercy. I can't pronounce this name. Please, I cannot pronounce this name. I am African. Hi, hi, hi. No, Kutsu. Let me call you Maggie Kumalu. Maggie Kumalu. I'm African. I'm Nigerian. What about you? What about you? And today I'm sharing one of our staple foods from the eastern part of Nigeria, Egusi soup. Egusi soup is a delicacy that is eaten at events, in homes, yes, and it's eaten with different swallows. You can choose to eat with gari, that's the one we call eba, made from cassava. You can choose to eat with fufu, also made from cassava. You can choose to eat with pounded yam, made from yams. You can choose to eat with wheat, with semovita, with yam meal, that's yam flour. They call it yam flour. You can even eat it with tuwo, because yes, even the northerners make egusi soup. So today I'm sharing how you can achieve the chunky consistency without having to fry. There are two methods to making egusi soup. You can either fry or you cook straight. Yes, you can either fry or you cook straight. Now, people have hacked it. They have cracked the hack, meaning that you can now cook straight and still achieve that consistency that shows like it was being fried. And I'm not going to fry mine today, so I just want to show you how you can achieve that consistency. I'm using this leaf, Jatropha species. It's called Hospital is Too Far. Hospital is Too Far, and I was explaining the reason why I use it. Hello, Mira. Thank you for joining in. Where are you joining us from? Where are you joining us from? So, in prepping this, I have just finished washing it. And I'm going to slice it, yes, and keep it ready for when I would add it to my soup. Now, some of the leaves that you can add to your egusi soup, if you've never made egusi, is this very one that has the consistency of pumpkin. You can use pumpkin, the one we all know as ugu. You can also use scent leaf, but that has to be sparingly. Sorry, my brother. No, I'm not. I'm not a guy now. I'm not a guy. So you can use. What other leaves? These are the leaves that I know that you can use uziza. Hello, Andres. Hello, Andres. You can use yeah, you can use uziza leaves. So these very leaves, in whatever quantity that you want to put, that will be depending on you and the quantity of your soup. For this very soup, I'm using 1.5 cup of egusi, and I do not want my leaves to, be too much. So my leaves is just going to be sparingly used. I am cutting my leaves here. I'm chopping it. You can choose to use a chopping board, but I use my hands to cut. So yes, this is me. Aside from this very thing, I make oils, and twice in a week I go live to share do it yourself oils that you can make for yourself, for both your skin and for your hair. But today I've decided that let's not just do only oils, let's do something else. So If you're Nigerian and you're joining us from wherever you're joining, please let me know in the comment section. And for everybody who has joined us from India, from Tanzania, Andres, where are you joining us from, please? Maggie, where are you joining us from? Dynamic Jew joined us from India, and he has told us about one of the foods that they eat in India that is very, very natural and healthy for. So I'm done cutting my leaves, and I'm going to set it aside for when I would need it. Now, this is where the work gets, this is where the work begins. I want to now make my egusi into a puree for when I would use it, and this puree is what actually gives it the chunky consistency without me having to fry. Yes, my stock is still boiling. That's my meat stock, my protein stock. They're still boiling, and when it has boiled up to an extent that I want it, I'm going to add my pepper and crayfish. Now, for everybody who is joining, come get a carrot. Yes. Dynamic dude, this very carrot, I dedicate it to you. You've kept my comment section very lively and interactive, and I am grateful. So I'm going to eat these carrots on your behalf. Yeah. So while my meat is boiling and trying to get soft, I'm preparing other things that I'll be needing for the soup. And I have cut my lid down, and I want to now prepare the egusi. Egusi is called melon, and I'm using 1.5 cup of egusi. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this first before I start working into it. If you're new to making egusi soup, egusi comes in pellet forms. Egusi is melon. If you know how watermelon seeds are, that's how egusi comes in. You now have to grind it into powder form like I'm using here, and I'm going to show you. Carrots are in season this period, and yeah, you want to munch on some. Carrots are good for your skin and your eyes. So this is our egusi. Let me flip the camera. So this is how our egusi powder looks. This is how the egusi powder looks. This is how the egusi powder looks. It has to be blended smoothly for us to be able to achieve or to use it as soup. Now, for what I need to do to make my soup come out chunky, right? To this my egusi powder, I'm going to be adding water. I'm going to be adding water to it. Give me a few minutes, please. My baby is awake and I need to pacify her. I'm coming, please. Okay, so yeah, I have a baby. I have a daughter. She's awake and we're all by ourselves. So my soup is cooking, and here for switching the video. My stock has boiled to a considerable extent, and I'm going to be adding my pepper and crayfish mix now. I would also allow this to, boil before I add other things that I will be needing. So I was showing you how we were going to work in the egusi to achieve that very consistency that we seek. It's not funny now since I have this child at my back. I mean, not, but anyhow. Still. This pepper will disturb you. So for this soup, you don't want to miss out any steps. What's that on the fire? That's my stock, my meat and my cow skin. Yes, Princess Esther, hi. We're making egusi soup. So I was showing you guys to be able to achieve that very chunky consistency. To achieve that chunky consistency of egusi soup without having to fry, you would have to mix your egusi with water. Yes, at this point, hold on please. You can't see what you're doing. Yes, I am trying to, Now I've added my pepper and my crayfish to the meat and my cow skin, and that's where it is. So this is what I'm actually doing here. This is excuse me, this is my egusi, and I've added water to it. At this point, some people would want to use their hands to, massage the egusi, but no, I'm using my spoon. You can use your hands, you can choose to use spoon. I'm using my hands Now the next thing I'm going to add to my pot is my palm oil. Hello, Princess. Princess, please, where are you joining us from? You seem to be a Nigerian. Are you? Are you a Nigerian? So this is the step that gives your egusi the chunky look without you having to fry. Sorry, I'm not using a phone stand. That's the reason why all of these inconsistencies. But with time, would get better. So you want to achieve that chunky consistency without having to fry. Yeah. So I'll be adding my palm oil to my soup now. And I'll allow it boil, a little before I add my egusi to it. So, yes, please. You're Nigerian. Where are you from? Are you Igbo? Where are you from, please? But in Ghana. Oh, wow. How is Ghana today? So, this is the step that you do not want to miss. Now, if, I also prefer frying my egusi, but, I'm usually not in the mood at all times to do that. So, I learned this very method from my sister, and it comes out well every time. This very method, you do not want to miss it. You do not want to miss this method of mixing your egusi. How is Ghana today, Princess Esther? How is Ghana? So if you are like me that doesn't want to fry your palm oil and then fry the egusi, please, this very method is what you should use. Now when the palm oil would have boiled, for some minutes, I'll take out all of these chunks that I don't need. I'm going to now add my egusi to the soup. So that's what I'm going to be doing right away. See the soup and see. Now, another thing to note is when you put in the egusi now, you do not want to stir the pot. You do not want to stir. You just allow it for some minutes before you stir. Yeah, so since I do not have a phone holder, it's pretty difficult running the two sides of the camera. So if you want to achieve a chunky consistency without having to fry both your oil and your egusi, those are the two steps you want to take. I'm going to flip the camera again and show you. Those are the two steps you want to. Now when you add the water to the egusi, you mix and thoroughly mix, and then add it into your pot. Now there's something to note. I'm going to hold on. Please, a minute. Hold on. I'm going to flip this camera. Oh God. Now see. Can you see that the chunks have begun forming? Can you see? So at this point, if I do not want it too chunky, you want to break up the chunks. You want to break up the chunks to the preferred chunky nature or sizes that you want. Don't fall down there. You want to break them up to the size that you want. So can you see? My soup is turning out chunky. See? Okay, so those are the three things to do to your egusi. You mix it with water, add to your soup. Do not stir instantly. After some minutes, wait now. Wait. After some minutes, you stir and then break up the chunks to your preferred, chunk, to the preferred way you like your chunks. Hold on, please. Why are you crying? So while the soup is boiling and almost ready, because once the egusi gets done, your soup is almost ready. Your soup is almost ready. What you want to do is just check on it consistently. Because I'm using uziza seed. Oh, God of mercy. I'm going to be adding my uziza seed. Hold on. How much you have? I'll be adding my uziza seed when I want to add my seasoning cubes. Yes, when I want to add my 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 phone stand is, oh God, please. My phone stand is messing up. Hey, wait. You see you, man. In my life, make I repair this thing. Wait, I come. I go carry. Yeah, so when has boiled enough. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera now and show you guys again. Can you see the chunks? I like my soup a bit runny, but I'm going to allow this one to stay. I'm going to allow this to stand for, yeah, a while. Don't fall down. Okay. This my phone. Yeah, so today in today's live video, I'm showing actually how to make chunky egusi soup without having to fry your egusi. And I have shared that one of the main things to do is to mix your egusi with water and mix it properly. Yes, you want to mix it properly in such a way that it is not too runny and it's not too thick. When that is done, you add it to your soup after you'd have added your palm oil. After you'd have added your palm oil, and then you do not stir. So right now I'm going to be adding my seasoning cubes. I will add water for this soup when I not suppose. I added extra water to my soup, so you, depending on how thick you like your soup or how runny you like your soup. I'm going to allow mine now to run for a while before I drop mine. But I said I was going to be using my uziza seed. Now, if you do not want to use uziza seed, you can choose to use the leaf alongside whatever leaves that you intend to. And add my salt to taste, and then allow the soup to boil before I come back and add my leaf. Now at this point of adding all of this seasoning, I will just allow the soup to boil. Let everything simmer together. Let the oils, the egusi run, and let some of the water too dry up. You want to taste for good. Everything is on flick. Now the last thing remaining for me is to add my leaf and clear up my cooking space, and that's what I'm doing right now. When I should wait now. Wait. This girl. You know, make I finish it like this. What is it? It's not okay. So I'm just going to clear up my space. For everybody who has joined, thank you. Princess Esther, thank you for joining in today. Everybody, Tony, there's this name I couldn't pronounce that name. Mira, Andra, there's this guy from Ghana, from China, a bit from India that joined us. Thank you for joining this live. So now what's left is for us to add our leaf and our soup is almost ready. Yeah, so if you want to achieve that chunkiness without having to fry your egusi, I've just shown. Jesus is Lord. Hey. This is like finished today.